All right, decided to build a roof for the little Razor 170. Couldn't find a whole lot out there. So basically, I wanted to bend the plastic. I'm using some HDPE, high density polyethylene. I think that's what it is. And it's 1/4 inch thick. I picked it up at Menards for like $61.99. And I'm using a heat gun here to try to get it hot and bend it around this pipe. So I started off with a square piece. I picked a little bigger piece, but your finished size is about 31 from front to back, and from side to side about 36. So I was just under that on my finished product. So I had a piece left over from building my skid plate. So that's what I was using for this. This took a couple minutes to get this hot enough to bend. I like to wear my respirator when I'm heating up plastic and cutting plastic. I cut the square on the table saw with the carbide blade. It cuts pretty nice. And I decided to put the shiny side down so the textured side will be up towards the sky once it's on the razor. So this was just a piece of 4-inch pipe I had. That I clamped down to the table, and just going back and forth here with the heat gun. I'm just running the heat gun right across the pipe and the plastic, getting it pretty close. And I could start to see when it was starting to get hot enough. It tends to sag just a little bit, and then I start to bend it up. And as I bend it up, I keep hitting it with some heat. And not sure what angle this was exactly. It's less than 90 degrees. I think it was around 65, 70, something like that. I bent it just less than 90, so that when it cooled, it did flex back just a little bit. And I just tried to hold it there until it started to get cold enough to where it wouldn't bend back so much. And it did flex back quite a bit if I didn't apply some pressure, but the heat gun worked pretty good. I was pretty happy with this, and probably my first time trying to heat up something so thick and then long across. Usually I don't attempt that on things this big, but I thought I'd give it a try. It went pretty well. So then I unclamped my pipe, went and checked out the fit. And then I did some drawing on there with just a pencil, and I'm using my saber saw here to cut this out. I have a nice sharp blade on there. I'm trying not to make any mistakes on this part. I'm just trying to make one nice sweeping pass, and I'm trying not to cut off a whole bunch of little chunks. I just want one big chunk was my goal. And so that way I could use that piece as a template for my other side. So I'm just using my scrap here for the template on the other side, and I'm going to cut this out. Now this part I don't care. I could just have this fall on the ground, cut it up into as many pieces as I want, because I'm not going to use it as a template. But it went well, so it wasn't too bad to cut. All right, my next step was sanding it. So I just took some random orbit sander, and I was using 180 grit sandpaper, and I'm just sanding the edges. So just trying to knock off that really sharp corner so nobody gets hurt. I didn't spend much time on this. I could probably go back and do it again even. I was trying not to sand the top at all because the top looks pretty good still. And I was trying not to, mess that up. So for mounting it, I picked up some 1.25-inch diameter clamps, and I think I got them on Amazon. It was like a 12-pack for like $13, so pretty affordable. So I put all those on first. You can see them right now. I put 3 on the front, 3 on the back, and then 4 in the middle. And I'm using some black hex head bolts. I think I got either on Amazon or McMaster-Carr. I've had them for a while. They're 1/4 20 thread, and they were about a 1/2 inch long. If you went a little longer than a 1/2 inch, I think it would make the install a little bit easier, because then you don't have to focus on bending the clamp quite as well to get that to work. So it was a little challenge because the bolts were a little bit short, but it wasn't too bad. So I clamped the roof in place using some squeeze clamps, and I just finished, made sure the bend was gonna stay there as I got ready to drill holes. So I'm just clamping this down, and then I'm just using a 1/4 inch drill bit. You kind of have to go easy on the drill bit because I'm drilling right through the holes in the clamp, and I did catch one of them, and the drill twisted and bent up the clamp, the roll cage clamp there. So just go really easy, drill your hole through the plastic, and then go out, back up real easy so you don't damage your metal clamp that's going to hold this thing on. So, and I know the top's going to get scratched up from branches and stuff, but I think I could revive it with some steel wool or something someday if it starts looking really bad. But man, there isn't that many options for a top for these 170s. Polaris sells a fabric top or a canvas top, but man, I don't even think it looks that good. It's $94. This is coming in well under that because I had that piece left over from my skid plate build. And even if I didn't, I could use some of this plastic somewhere else. So here I am drilling some holes, and now I'm trying to attach these. These have a hex head on them, so they lay nice and flat on the roof, and I think it kind of gives it a nice finished look. So anyway, pretty happy with it. I haven't tried it down the road yet. I'm hoping that when I drive down the road at 75 with this in the back of my truck, it holds up. But the kid loves it. Give him a little shade while they're riding. Have a great day.